Good afternoon, a very warm welcome to all the parents. We're so excited to start the Learning Conclave for Parents, a beautiful series that we want to empower parents with so many smaller and bigger issues that plague our life, where we seek clarity, confidence to be better parents. And that for each day we have one speaker speaking about different topics that can help you on your journey of parenting. I'm so delighted to share today that we have with us the first speaker for today, and that's Kapila Bhomik. She's a certified parenting coach, a mother of two beautiful daughters, a blogger, an author, and a techie. Being a mother for nearly a decade and 15 years of corporate experience, her aim is to simplify and uncomplicate motherhood for working young mothers who are scared and worried about motherhood and its challenges. And it's going to share a lot of tips with us on how do you make parenting easy, systematic, especially for those of us who are working and always juggling between so many things that we've got to handle, and not to forget the guilt of a working mother. So on that note, we welcome Kapila. Thank you for joining us today, and all over to you.
Thank you, Pranjal. Thank you for a lovely introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. I would be really happy if you guys can turn on your cameras. It'll be really interactive that way. So I'll give you time till you turn on the cameras, and I would be sharing my screen with you. Just give me a minute. Just let me know once my screen is visible. You can give me a thumbs up. Okay, great. So let me start off by welcoming you all again formally, although Pranjal has done it beautifully on the Intelligence Plus behalf. Welcome to the Parenting Conclave. Okay, so I shall start it that way. Before I begin, I would like to let you know that it is always great to have pen and papers with you, because when you write it down, things will stay with you for longer, and that will help you take it forward to a very large extent. So welcome, parents, for today's session, and I would like to ask you, have you guys had lunch? Okay. It'll be great if you guys can interact. So agenda for today would be that we will be talking about challenges in the current age of parenting, the quality and the quantity of time we spend with our children, easy ways to have quality time with our children, and a 15-minute hack from a working mother to all you working parents to bond beautifully with your children. And in the end, we can do a question and answer round. I would request you all to keep yourself on mute otherwise, and raise your hand if you want to share any information or share any thoughts. And you can type in your questions in the question box so that we can answer that later. Now, I would again request you all to please, please turn on your cameras. It's going to be really helpful that way. Thank you, Sneha. I really appreciate that. Okay, so let me start with an introduction to myself. I am Kapila Ratan Bhomik. Okay, this is going to be a little difficult. So I am Kapila Ratan Bhomik, and I am a certified parenting coach. I have decided to serve as a parent coach to the society by enabling parents across the community, across the parent community, to be effective in their role of parents. We as parents are playing such an important role in the future generation. However, this is one skill we are being taught on the go. We do not really know if what we are doing is right or wrong. Of course, there's no right and wrong, but we want the best to be done for our children, and we want our future generation to be independent, to be happy, and to be able to reach their excellence, be successful and happy in their own world, right? How many of you agree to it? Just put a thumbs up in your chat. It'll be great. Great, thank you. I would also like to tell you that I am a mother of two beautiful daughters, 9 years and 5 years. So I have been a mother for almost a decade. I say a decade because March 2013, I got to know I'm pregnant, and I think a parenting journey starts from the day they parents conceive, right? So if so all those, and I was working at that time. I have been a full-time IT professional for the past 17 years, and I have after that, after becoming a mother, I had a 24/7 parenting duties as well. So I have been working on sharing my experiences and learning as a working woman, a working parent, on my social media for the past 6 years, all the daily basis of. So it does not mean that I have been perfect. None of the parents are perfect. And trust me, it's not an easy journey. However, you can make it easy for yourself by following very little things, which will create a lot of good connections between you and your child. So let's begin with asking you, how many of you think today parenting is really tough or complex? Anybody? Anyone would like to share their challenges? Okay, so let me start with what I felt. Well, I feel parenting today is really tough because one, we all are in a society where everything looks so good, correct? All of us are seeing um, a lot of mothers going out and playing with their children always, and we as working mothers feel we are missing out on the line, on the milestones of our children. We have a pressure from the office or for the work. If we do not look at work, we will be left down in the ladder of growth and improvement in our career. Plus we all are, as the generation has moved forward, we are moving towards a new nuclear family majority society. Then there is a lot of work pressure. There are more expectations from our children. How many of us are actually wanting our children to be more than what we have done? Of course, we want them to be the dancer I could not become, the engineer I could not become, and all those expectations. Of course, there is peer pressure from our team members, our friends, who tell that my child has scored 90%, my cousin's son is doing these many sports and all that. That creates a lot of pressure on us as a parent. And of course, we have very little time because we have so much of work to do during the day, and it's only 24 hours. Where will we fit in all this? However, I can tell you this: nothing more than your time can help your child thrive in this world. But Kapila, we are at the same point. Are you thinking that? Yes, I know we have very less time, and we have very less patience because of XYZ issues at work, and then the maid's not turning up and all that. But what if I tell you there are very easy ways of connecting with your child, of bonding with your child, and that will give you an immense. Yes.
Couple, your voice is echoing. It's not clear. Could you just check your connection, please?
Okay. Give me a minute.
It's echoing. It's
Okay, I'll just try. Give me a minute. Is this better? Guys, is this better? No?
Yes, a bit better.
It's kind of better than before.
Okay.
But still it's echoing a little.
Yeah, better now.
Is this better? Okay. Okay, so let me share it again. Give me 1 minute. So let me know once my screen is visible. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So as I was saying, that there is so much of information, there is so much of peer pressure of, doing everything right, and you want to send your child to the play dates, you want to do your work also, and there is constant meeting calls and pressure going on, you have your child's work also, then how do you spend time with your child in that case? What if I say it's super easy? Okay, let me share 3 very simple ways. Okay, before doing that, let me ask you, what according to you is quality time? Anyone? Okay, can you write in comment section how much time do you spend with your child on a daily basis as a parent? 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, maybe 30 minutes. Nothing, there's no wrong answer, or there's nobody judging you here. All of us are in the same boat of parenting. And how much time do you guys spend as a family together? Do you guys think quality time is better, or how is your quality time together? Excellent, Neha. Excellent, Neha. Very nice, Meenal. Very nice, Shraddha. Thank you, Pranjal. Yeah, so as I was mentioning, I feel I'm with a group of parents who are very much informed, are very much present in their parenting, and I would like to congratulate all of you for that. Very nice. Yes, quality time is basically, for me, it has been time I create core memories with my children. So I do not really remember. My parents have been working. My mother has been working from the day I was born. So she was on maternity leave and she left me after 6 months of maternity leave. with my grandparents at that time. And later on, we moved, becoming a nuclear family. My father has been working. So quality, I do not remember how much time my parents spent with me in the number of hours. However, I do remember my father taking us out for a ride his scooter for just 2 minutes. Before, after coming back from work, he used to take us for a ride on his scooter. And that is something I remember and I associate with my father so much. I know he has been present for me when we wanted him to be. And that is what core memories or quality time is all about. Being there for your child when they need it the most. When and you have a very strong connect with your child, your child is not hesitant to talk to you, is a very great mark of telling you that you have spent quality time with your child. So how much time do you need? Honestly, there is no upper limit to it. How much ever time you can spend is great. However, if you are in a very difficult job like me and my parents, my father was working in railways, and he had a 12-hour shift at that time. And as he used to say, railways doesn't stop, so he did not have a fixed weekend. But he was able to give us time, and how he did that was by adjusting his work timings and all that, and adjusting his timing according to my mother's work timings and stuff. What is it that you need to do to have great quality time with your children? Basically, it is being present with them, doing very small things like cuddling, reading books, like playing with them, like cooking. How many of you actually involve your children in the kitchen? Amazing. This is actually really easy. I mean, the kids do not need expensive toys or vacations or birthday parties to feel connected to their parents. They need just their time, their undivided attention. And sadly, for this particular generation, it has become really difficult because work from home means the work is at home and you are on your laptop, on your work desk for almost throughout the day. That is where we as parents need to start setting our boundaries. That is where we need to. So I have been somebody when I have very strict timelines. I would log out at my off timings and they will not find me. I am not available to them. My work phone is different and my personal number is different. My personal number is not shared. These are a few things which I have done and I have learned in my corporate experience all these years. Spending time with your child can actually be defined in three broad categories. One is playing with them. Second is talking to them. And third is doing something together to create something. Now, when I say this, I would like to ask you, what is playtime for you guys? What does playing means? You can unmute and answer if you would like to. Does playing always have to be outdoors? So playtime can be further divided into two. One is structured play and the other is unstructured play. Do you know unstructured play plays a very important role in child's sensory, gross motor, and skill and cognitive skills improvement and development? A structured play, by definition, means it has a structure. So you have board games, you have indoor games, and you have outdoor games to involve your child in. Indoor games, but games require a lot of time, Kapila. How am I supposed to give time? I am short of time right now. Not really. Jumping rope for 10 minutes, for 5 minutes with your child is going to be helpful for you as well as for your child. It's going to be a physical activity for your sedentary life, and it is going to be a connection between you and your child. It is a play for them. Just cuddling around at home is an unstructured play. However, it gives them that touch of the parent, which is the most important aspect of creating a great self-esteem and self-connection, which probably our generation lacks. And we have been working on, self-care and self-love all these years now. We want our generation of the kids of our generation to be more loving to themselves and not beating them up like we have done it in the past. Playing Antakshari. How many of you have played Antakshari as children? I think all of us have. Isn't it? Playing Antakshari does not involve a lot of time and a lot of structuring around, but it's a beautiful game. You are singing together, you're dancing together. It's so much. Hopscotch. Can you play hopscotch with your child for like one round in during your breaks between your meetings? Isn't it? You can have DIY activities at home. Like I have kept a lot of pom-poms, different colored pom-poms at home, and I just give it to my daughter and ask her to sort it out in different colors. She's 5 years now. She's outgrown that particular game. But for kids who are less than 5 years, early learners, they can actually do all these things. And outdoor games, outdoor play can be scheduled for weekends. Schedule family time in your day. It is going to be really helpful in your day, in your week, in your month. So once in a month, go out on a picnic. That picnic need not be to a very fancy park or a Sundar nursery or some playground. You can actually go just to your society park or a park in your local place with a blanket, with a bedsheet in your hand and some eatables, and go sit there. It's going to create a lot of bonding. It's going to give a lot of bonding time between you and your child. Although we all think that quality time is only about picnic, travel, parties, birthday parties, dinners, and lunches, it is very often not. The child does not want these expensive stuff. They want to feel connected with us because we are their world's connection. We are their extension to the world. They got to know about the world through us. Moving on to creating something with them. There are various options. Like you can do gardening with them. Again, when the child gets connected to the nature, it creates immense self-esteem growth in their mind. It is so much important to get connected to the nature because it helps in creating the happy hormones. Involve them into cooking. Of course, a 2-year-old cannot cook, but you can ask them to clean the vegetables. You can ask them to get that carrot out of the fridge, and it is going to be really helpful. Go for a walk together. 2 years ago, when there was lockdown, we could not go down and go for a walk. After the lockdown opened, me and my daughter, who was 7 at that time, started going for a walk in our society. And that probably was the most beautiful time of the day for us. We used to go together and speak about so many different things. I got to know so many things about my daughter at that time. And of course, when we were walking together, We could learn so many things about different plants and different vegetations in our society. It was a great time to bond. So go for a walk with your child. Go for grocery shopping. You don't have to, of course, you go for grocery shopping, you keep your child maybe in the trolley itself, but you can actually get them out, ask them to pick up stuff. This way they are able to connect more, they feel more responsible, and they feel more empowered that way. And they know their parents trust them, and there's nothing better than that. The next thing which I would like to ask you is, how do you start a conversation with your child? Let's say when you're going to pick your child from the bus stand, what is the first thing you say? Anybody? I'll tell you what I used to do. Hi, beta, how was your day? How many of you do that? Or did you eat your lunch? How many do that? Ever notice that you start a conversation with your child as a question? Why do we do that? Because we feel as an authoritative figure, we would like to guide them always. Very small thing, you probably are not doing that. A child will come and you're in your meeting, your child will come stand next to you. You will go asking them, kuch chahiye. How many of us do that, right? The conversations are generally started with a question. So I would urge you today, for the next 24 hours, try starting your conversation without a question, and you will understand the struggle there. We are not connecting with our child, we are questioning our child always. And by the time they become teenagers, they will get irritated with all these questions coming to them always. They would not want to talk to us. We do not want to do that. So how do you start a conversation then? Share stories from your childhood. The other day I was sitting in the balcony, I went on and my daughter came in. That was early morning and I was sitting and looking at the sunrise. I am a morning person from the past 4 years now. So I was sitting in the balcony, seeing the sunrise. My daughter comes to me and asks me, she doesn't say anything and she's looking at me. I had the urge of asking her, did you sleep well? But I stopped myself. I did not. And I went on telling about my childhood friends. You know, मेरे school में मेरे 3 friends थी. This one, that one. And I went on telling about ये यहाँ रहती थी, ये वाली वहाँ रहती थी, now she's there. And that morning, me and my daughters sat for 1 hour in the balcony just talking about her school friends. I got to know about her school friends only on that day. I did not know the names of their friends. How many of you actually know the names of your child's friends? You can't go asking them, आपके friends के नाम क्या है? They will probably tell, but they will not be able to connect. They'll be like, okay, मम्मी पापा ने question पूछा है, बता दो. Right? So instead, go talking about your friends and धीरे धीरे they will also tell about their friends. Start your conversation by sharing your thoughts. Like, आज मैं सोच रही हूँ मैं खाने में ये बनाऊंगी. And wait. Let them respond. नहीं मम्मा कुछ और बना लो. And then you ask, what do you want to have? The point is, start your conversation with a sentence and not a question. This is going to, let them get connected to you instead of, you always being at a position of trying to question them. trying to ask them things and then trying to correct them. I hope you guys are with me on this. Thank you so much. Amazing. So when you ask the child questions, they probably can get offended. Why are they poking so much nose in my life? Like, क्यों पूछते रहते हो? They'll come to this point. Like, मुझे नहीं बताना. And that will hurt. As a parent of a teenager, it will hurt. I'm going to reach that stage, but thankfully, I have over the years learned and developed over that. Can you guys see me? I actually got a notice that my connection is weak.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you so much. So as I was mentioning, that we need to build the trust with our child so much that when they reach their teenage, they do not hesitate in speaking to us, discussing their situation, because that is one time where there's so many things going on in their life, from the bodily levels to their friends levels to a lot of things, plus their studies are a, a lot more challenging, that you would want your child to speak to you about their problems. Because if they do not speak to you, they will speak to somebody and you do not know whom they are speaking to. It's only the parents of your child, that is you and your partner, who will do good for you, for your child without any expectations, and will always think good for your child. Isn't it? So talking to your child by sharing stories is something which you should look at. And I would request you, for the next 24 hours, try doing that. Instead of starting your conversation with a question, share a story, share something from your day, and then ask how their day has been. I know it's going to be difficult, and I would like to know how difficult or how challenging that has been to you. So you can message me on Instagram and we can discuss that further. I have kept this slide as blank because I want attention here. All said and done, Kapila, working parents के पास time नहीं है. What do I do when my child says आप हमारे साथ time नहीं spend करते? मैं तो बैठा रहता हूँ उसके साथ. हम तो डिनर भी साथ में करते हैं. हम मूवीज देखते साथ में जाते हैं. Do you think watching movies is actually a great way of having family time? Watching movies, spending time on gadgets, playing games. I don't think those are way of spending family time, because you are engrossed somewhere else. You're not connected with your family at that time. So as much as possible, spend your time with your child without the screen. And that gets me to my hack as a parent for the past 10 years now almost, and a corporate for 15 years. A 15-minute rule to create a bond with your child. Spend 15 minutes of your undivided attention with your child in doing something they would like to do. Be fully present. No phone calls. Put your phone on airplane mode. Put your laptop down. Put that book you want to read aside. Spend the time with your child. Ask them what they want to do. If they want to do coloring, sit with them, do coloring, and Be there. Just 15 minutes. Trust me, those 15 minutes will give you at least 1.5 hours to yourself. I have tried it and it works every time. You're going to come back to me and thank me for that. After 15 minutes, if your child is not ready to leave you, you can probably say, I have this work. I'm going to complete it in 30 minutes and come back to you. And please maintain that promise. Most of the times, 5 minutes de de, and हम वो 5 मिनट को 15 मिनट और 20 मिनट में कब कन्वर्ट कर देते हैं, we also do not know. We think, so we start taking our children for granted, and that is when they feel neglected, and that is when their tantrums start building up. So it's only a 15 minutes of time they need from us, and that is how 15 minutes of time in slots. It's not that just 15 minutes a day you give and that is it. The most important 3 minutes are the first minute when they wake up, when the 1 minute, the 2 minutes before they sleep. Spend that time with them as much as possible. So during the mornings, when my kids wake up, I'm usually in the kitchen packing their lunch. I will leave everything. If there's a roti on the tawa, I'll switch off the gas. I'll go cuddle my kids and sit with them. They usually wake up on their own or by their father. So I am there. I'm in the kitchen. And the 1 to 2 minutes is more than enough at that particular time. You may say, kya hota hai 1-2 minute mein? But trust me, that will work. Those 2 minutes create marvelous experience for your child's life. They know their parents are there when they need it. The first thing in the morning, you're getting a hug from your mother. Think it from that perspective. And then you get to your child. So when you are giving a hug to your child, the first thing in the morning, it is going to make them filled with affirmations that he or she is loved. I hope I'm able to put across my thoughts and, strike a chord with what you guys have in mind. I'm almost towards the end of my conversation, and that's why I say happy parenting. If you have any questions to be asked, please let me know.
Thank you so much, Kapila. We'll let people just ask questions. If you have any, you could simply raise your hand or put them in the chat box. Or you can anonymously send it to me and I can take it up for here. Okay, I have for the first question, okay, I'll keep it anonymous. So my child is 4 years old, she says, but she doesn't want to play with her friends. She always wants to play with me, and that becomes overwhelming because I have other things to manage.
I can really understand that, and it is really difficult, specifically because you have so many things to handle, right? What I would suggest is, there are times when your child does not want to play with anybody else, and it is okay. You can actually create activities around you. Let them play just around you. If you are a work from home parent, you can probably try this. Get an activity board or activity book for them. Put their table just next to your work desk. And then you can actually, you can give them this 15 minutes of undivided attention. tell them how to do it, maybe do it with them, and let them be there. See, as a work from home parent, I think our organizations also understand that home was a home and never an office. This was a place for our children and our family, and office has actually, hijacked this place from them. And they will understand and appreciate that they would want that they are also there. And it is okay to tell, if there's a meeting going on, it is okay to tell your client or the members that give me just 2 minutes, put yourself on mute, and you can tell your child, my meeting is for 15 minutes. It's going to go on for 30 minutes. I will come back to you. So this, and go back to your child after 15 minutes. They will appreciate it. Trust me, kids are much more sensible than we assume them to be. It's going to take a while because over the years, they have probably developed a separation anxiety with you. So until and unless I understand completely what has been the situation, I will not be able to comment further on this. However, I would say you try the 15 minutes rule, it'll work. I hope I answer your question.
Okay, I have another question by someone. It says, thank you for the presentation. How do I plan these activities? We know we should be doing activities, but
Planning is a great way of making it predictable for the children, and it is really helpful also that way. So planning is required. You can't plan like on the go. Create predictability in the day. So like once your child is back from school, keep telling to them that, okay, fine, let's change clothes and then we'll have lunch and then you can probably rest. Or if you don't want to rest, we'll play for some time. So that way you divide your day accordingly. Like, I'll give you my example. Both my kids come at an interval of 3 hours. So one comes at 12:30, the other one comes at 3:30. I go down to pick up at 12:30, get her back, ask her, and then change her clothes, and then we have lunch together. And after that, I will spend time with her at that time. That would mean I will do what she wants to do. I'll talk to her about how my day has been, and then let her play for a while. And when I'm going to pick my daughter up, my younger one knows, my elder daughter, my younger one knows that mama is going to pick Didi up, and she will keep doing her stuff. She will not, this has not happened in just one day. It has been over the period of time. Consistency, repetition is really important. You keep repeating things for just a week, kids will understand, okay, fine, ab ye hone wala hai, and they will be happy to do that. So evenings, we have 1 hour of unstructured play. That is where they do anything they want to do. There's 1 hour of sports involved. Now my kids are really small, so we really don't care about just studies right now. But there are times when so there is alternate day of sports activity. So on the alternate days, they will sit and tell us what has happened in the school, and we will sit together. That is how we've planned it up. Now again, depending on your schedule, your partner's schedule, you got to create a schedule around your child's schedule so that you guys can include those 15 minutes during the day accordingly. And for that, you can get in touch with me. I can really help you out with that. That is how we have done it. My husband and I share our Google calendars. And activities like, it sounds very funny, but it is really helpful. We had my daughter's Kathak program yesterday, and I had put an appointment in my Google Calendar inviting my husband for the Kathak program, including the travel time. And that notification came to both of us 3 days ago. So we were prepared that on Monday we have to go for this particular thing, and we've created a slot for that. So we did not keep anything around that. If things are planned accordingly, it really works. Okay. I hope this helps. Okay, Pranjal, Sneha has a question. I can, I'll take it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so she says, me and my 2-year-old are most of the time engaged in unstructured playtime. He enjoys it a lot. How important is structured playtime? As whenever I try, he stops and walks away in 5 to 8 minutes, gets bored easily. Sneha, I am so happy to read that you guys engage a lot in unstructured playtime, and toddlers at the age of 2 are not going to sit and stay there for so long. 5 to 8 minutes is really good time span of attention for a 2-year-old. If
It's
they could,
okay. It's
yeah,
usually not even like till 5 minutes or something. He just watches everything and then he'll explore what is there in front of him and he just gets up, or he doesn't want to get involved in structured playtime. And that's what I've noticed it in.
that
So
is
is that
okay.
okay?
Yes, it is completely okay, because as in when the child grows, the time attention span increases. You will have to explore what keeps him engaged for a long time. For a 2-year-old, sand, clay, blocks, uh, pebbles, you sew the pebbles in the rope. All these activities keep them engaged and being they sit for a long time at one place. However, you really do not want that to happen, because this is the age child wants to explore and learn on their own. So it is okay even if the child stays and sees it is going in their head, and someday they'll come back. You will not even realize that they already know about it. My 4-year-old knows about planets because we used to teach my elder one about planets. So there's a gap of 4 years. However, my younger one knows all the planets of solar system when since she was 3 years. That is because she's been hearing about it from her sister, from us. She never sat with us and heard it. Either udhar she's playing around, but she's hearing it. At times, what you probably would want to do is you keep playing with the toy for some time. Sit there, keep doing that. They will come back, because they will see mama is interested in doing it. Let me also come and sit. That will help.
Thank you.
Okay, Shraddha has a question. She needs suggestions on attention and concentration building play. Okay, for concentration and building, as in focus building, you can really encourage your child in doing DIY things. Ask them to create things on their own. Let them cut vegetables, and it is okay. You supervise them and let them cut it. This is for a 5.5-year-old. Although in the West, there has been the kids learn really early. They will learn peeling and everything. In India, it comes in very late. However, you can encourage your child with soft cutting. Like I give tofu to my 4-year-old to cut. Tofu is not, and I give a butter knife. So it is safe and it glides on easily on the paneer or the tofu or the butter, and it gives them a grip. And since they are looking at it, it is going to be concentrative. Plus brain development game, focus development games are there. STEM activities boxes are there, which are really interesting. You can find them on Amazon. Again, we will have to understand why you think there is an attention or a concentration issue. And we can work on that as well. Give me once again. I think I can. I am unable to find the name of one. I mean, recall the name of one game, which is really helpful in concentration. Actually, the thing is, you need to understand what your child likes to do, because you will see if your child likes to, paint, they will concentrate there. So it is not a problem of concentration or attention. It probably is the problem of, not problem really, but question of interest. So you'll have to look at it from that angle as well. I hope I answered your question, Shraddha. If there's anything you would like to specifically ask, you can, of course, ping me on Instagram. Any other questions you guys have?
Okay, I think we've answered quite a lot of questions, and the way you presented it pretty much covered the importance of the quality time, and give a brief guideline of how parents could go about it. Thank you so much, Kapila. It was wonderful to reaffirm, remind us of what it takes, and not a lot to do with a lot of activities and a lot of things, but those 15 minutes of undivided time is the best gift that we can give our kids to really bond with them. It can be so simple and yet so powerful. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time today to share this with parents. And parents, if you want to find out some more, you can always check her account. There's so much that she shares on Instagram. I don't know about the other platforms, but definitely on Instagram that she is very active on. So on that note, thank you so much, Kapila. It was wonderful having you with us.
Thank you so much. Thanks everybody for listening to me so patiently. And I hope I have been able to help you. Being a working mother, being a working parent, it is really difficult. A lot of things on our plate, and trust me, all of us are in the same boat, and we all can keep helping each other, and that is all I want to do.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kapila. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow for another session on with another parent expert on a different topic. Thank you so much.